Hello everybody! Welcome to another edition of Plant Amateur. I'm Tara Gaines. Today we're going to be continuing on with the spring cleaning and putting plants together with these two Tradescantia silver inch plants and what I think are two different Tradescantia alba variations or pistachio variations, or I think one of them was a antiflora, that doesn't make sense, against flowers, Albiflora. So we're going to be potting both of these up together. We got two in pond and we got two in soil, but let's not waste any time. Let's do it. We got to clean the shears. I'm going to make these plants just a little bit smaller before I put them into their new homes. I also have a plant swap coming up, and it's a really easy plant to propagate and share with friends and family. So all of these long little bits I'm just going to cut off, and then I'm going to look and see what the plant itself, oops, I just chopped the tip off of that one. Let's just see what the plant is offering me in general. Leaving a couple of vines, or excuse me, leaving a couple of nodes per. So there's a lot more potential for success. And again, I'm just going through and I'm cutting off from way back. I'm just gonna propagate these guys all the way. Where does this one go? Oh, that one goes over there. It's all wound up in here. These guys are much easier to repot or transplant when they're smaller. Like, you don't have to deal with all of this. Tradescantias are a very beginner friendly genus. If you're new to plants, I would definitely suggest Tradescantias for a few beginners. They're very forgiving. They give you some excellent colorful growth and development. And they're really, I don't want to say sensitive because that might make you think that they are not strong or anything, but they're very adaptable to different lighting conditions. This one, for example, you'll notice is quite darker than this one. This is another one of this is my friend's plant who's not coming back for their plants. And this one was mine. And you can tell that they were just in different lighting conditions. I'm gonna run out of room. I'm gonna have too many propagations. So I'm changing my mind and I'm putting short stems in here and long stems in there. That one was rooted. Put that back. Cut back a little too far. We have all of our propagations getting ready for water. I'll just put those off to the side. I gotta get some gloves and then we can rock and roll. Number one, I must have watered this recently. It's really quite wet. I was hoping to show you the roots because Tradescantias really have very fine roots. You can kind of tell how they're all growing together in one big clump. Just gonna massage the roots and break up the soil a little bit. There's that little growth one that we'll add into the mix. That one we cut off on accident. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to show you any roots here, unfortunately. So Tradescantias wanna be crawlers. They want to shoot up from growth points that almost like a blackberry bush, like how a blackberry bush grows and then it touches down and roots itself into the ground. So Tradescantias do the same thing. So here is the main root ball and then, or the start of it. And then as the plant grew, it found the ground and put out another root and started growing from that part. So when you're growing these, it's important to remember that they're not just like upright plants. They want to travel and make new roots in new pots. And they will do that too. I'm gonna add in a little bit of my soil here. I use an app to keep track of my watering. I don't water when the app tells me to, just in case you're wondering. I always check the water before I do, but according to my app, these were set to be watered today, and that's why I waited until today to do this. And now I'm kind of wondering how good my app is. Oh, this is so messy. I'm sorry. It should not have been this messy. So I'm just gonna backfill, tap the pot And then I'm gonna show you a cool trick to do with Tradescantias. I'm kind of cheating because these ones were already doing it, so I'm basically just gonna put them back where they were. A little bit of instruction might be nice. All right, I'm gonna pull you in for this next part. We got it all potted up together, and then I wanted to show you how I do this kind of turnaround. There's a break in here. That's okay, we'll just break it. Here's one of the vines that had rerooted itself. It just decided to snap, maybe in the process or when I turned it around before. I'm just gonna make a little hole and shove this guy in there. I don't wanna say they like the abuse, but they kinda like it. I'm just gonna cover it up with some dirt and that guy will root. You don't even have to root them in water, they'll just go for it. And then turning it around, there's another one right here. So see the vine passes, I don't know if I can show it to you. There you go. So it's coming from right here, this vine. And then at some point it had found the dirt and started rooting itself. So all I'm gonna do is make a little hole right there and plug it in. And the plant will do the rest. These plants are they're very easy to propagate. They're very happy to just root up in water, in soil, just planting them right back around each other. So I just want to look around to see if any of these other ones are ready or have found soil or are rooting. This one looks strange. That'd be funny if it was the one I just replanted. It has a weird hook to it. So I'm just gonna make this easier on myself. And then this guy will remove this leaf, and then we have a cute little cutting. Ready to go. I know a perfect spot for him right there in that hole. I love this tool. Just makes a little bit of room. I can plunk that guy right in and then just cover it up. There we go. Tradescantia silver inch or Zebrina. I'm pretty sure they're the same, but I might need to get some clarification on that. So again, you might notice the difference in color between these two plants. They were located in two different light sources. This one was my friend's. I was watching their plants for them, and then they said they don't have the space to take them back yet. So I had to pot them up, and it's an easy plant to give them some cuttings in the future when they're ready to take their plants back. Kind of put it off to the side here, sorry. I'm gonna take this one because it's all long and just doing nothing. I'm gonna bring it around so it'll root across the bottom here and send up some new plants. There you go. That'll be the front. All right, there we go. Tradescantia silver inch. Let's set up for the pond. All right, and here we go with the pistachios or the albifloras. I'm not sure if they are the same plant or no. Are Tradescantia albiflora and Tradescantia pistachio the same plant?
My apologies. I don't understand.
They just got to get potted up together. They're close enough that the allure of having the two different kinds of plants just aren't doing it for me anymore. And for some reason I decided to name this one Ginger. It's not even spicy. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, this is so wet. I had to clean my mat because of all the soil just made a huge mess. Oh, and I just totally ripped up a bunch of these roots. It'll be okay. Tradescantias are very forgiving. Here's one. Maybe this will be a good. Oh, this one's growing way down here. Can we stay up together, guys? Okay. Let me try to break some of this up so you can see these roots a little bit better. There we go. I'll hold it like that. There you go. Very fine, almost like super noodles. Super small, thin, vermicelli, like vermicelli. This pot was so cute. I found it at a thrift store, and it might actually be a glass, but it's like a giant socket. It's kind of my industry. I use socket wrenches a lot, and so it's just really funny that, oops, it's really funny that I found that. I just think it's hilarious. And here we go, number 2. I really should have waited until these were more dry. It'll be fine. That's a good look at the roots. Shoot, without trying to spill it. It's the wrong side, isn't it? Without trying to spill it. You know, I think I waited too long to repot this specific one because all the roots at the bottom are not happy water roots. You see all that? Again, it's super fine, but the roots at the bottom look mushy. They don't feel mushy, but they definitely look it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna change my mind about putting these back in pond. It's not that they look real sad or anything like that. There's just something about these roots that making me think they will like life better in soil. All right, one plant done. You just kind of clean up this pond. I got all the Tradescantia pistachios, Albifloras separated. Albiflora. I have all of them separated into their own little vines and they're ready to get potted up. And I've decided that I'm not gonna go back into pond. I decided I'm gonna go into soil just because I have no valid reason, okay? They grew well enough in pond. We had length, we had new roots growing, but there's just something about how these roots look that I can't describe why I don't like it. I just feel like they should be different, and so I'm gonna try a different medium. And the cool thing about pond, going from pond to soil, is that it's a pretty easy adjustment, especially for these plants. Like, that's not the case for all of the plants. But now I gotta go and find myself a better pot because these little pots aren't gonna do it. These are gonna be too small for all of these plants. So I got to find something that's going to work. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got it. I have found this little like water collector. I can't remember what they call them, but they're basically like trays. You put them in your pots to keep water from damaging the soil. And I found this pot too. It also has drainage, but I don't like planting directly in. But it fits perfectly inside. It's like a bonus. So I'm just gonna pot these guys up into this new container with soil. And I'm just gonna fill up about half of it or 2/3 of it with soil. This will also give me enough room to turn them around on themselves when they decide they wanna get bigger and grow more. So I'm just gonna lay these all out inside the pot. This is the big one. And this is gonna be a big, beautiful Tradescantia pot. I should probably propagate some of these to allow them to have a little bit of room, but I'll let them get established in this new pot before I do that. I don't like how this is turning out. We're gonna start over. I'm just gonna place these guys a little bit differently, hoping I can leave myself a little bit of room to work with. Tradescantia is a part of the spiderwort family, and although some spiderworts are edible, I would not eat these because spiderworts are also toxic. But there are about 85 different varieties of Tradescantia. I only have like 8. I feel like that's enough though. I feel like 8 Tradescantias are enough. They're also a part of the, I'm gonna say it wrong, Camillinaceae family. Spiderworts are a part of that family. Let me just see if I lost any before I tap this in. Camillinaceae. Definitely something like that. Definitely something like that. So I'm just gonna go through and tap in this soil and hope everybody stays right where I put them because we want it to act right. Not too shabby. But Tradescantias also are from the Americas, from Canada all the way down to Latin America, South America. They do like the kind of warmer weather. They like bright light, not direct sun, but bright light. And they grow so fast and they're so easy. I can't say that enough, how easy these plants are. If you are a beginner, these guys will be super up your alley, right up your alley. It's really dense right here in the middle, so I'm trying to make sure I'm getting all up in there. I'll see it better once I water it in. Make sure everybody's tucked in there nicely. All right, I'm gonna water this in and see what I'm working with. A little bit of fine scaping. There you have it, guys. 2 more Tradescantia plants made from 4. Reducing the space by a minimal amount, but enough. Another springtime chore to be done. So this guy, the Pistachio, Albiflora, whatever you want to call it, Tradescantia, green and white. I'm super in love with this plant. I'm going to have to keep an eye on it because we did transition from soil to pond, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be just fine. It'll be in the update video. And then this guy, Tradescantia Silver Inch, you'll definitely notice how different his colors are as the two different plants were located in two different spots. So I'm looking forward to this one evening out as I put it in just one place. Another note that I wanted to add was I had to water this guy in pretty deep. So I got a lot of the foliage wet and there is some dirt on him. How can you make this dirty? I mean, seriously. But I'm gonna stick him in front of a fan so the leaves dry out and the excess dirt will shake itself off. I'm not too worried about the top layer of soil being dry. That'll be good for no fungus gnats. And other than that, these guys are ready to find a spot on the shelf. I'm Tara Gaines. Thank you for joining me with Plant Amateur. I look forward to any of your comments or critiques or reviews. If you want to leave a comment, go ahead and do the YouTube thing. I'm gonna get busy putting these guys away. Enjoy yourself, and we're rooting for you.